and then they begin to kick him repeatedly. There it's happening. The Hong Kong security chief says the officers have all been moved to other posts and that they're under investigation. Meantime, take a look at this. New pictures showing the scratches and wounds on the man after that beating. Protesters, by the way, you probably recall, began demonstrations calling for democratic reforms more than 2 weeks ago.
More than 10,000 Californians will lose their Obamacare health coverage if they can't prove they are in this country legally. Covered California has notified 100,000 of its subscribers that they have to verify their citizenship, and soon. The agency says more than 10,000 of them have still not provided that proof and so are in danger of losing that vital health coverage. The NFL has named its 50 most popular players based on jersey sales, and only one Charger made the top 50. Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson's numero uno with his numero tres jersey selling more than any other so far this year. Not surprising, he won the Super Bowl. Quarterbacks made up the top 5, in fact. Broncos Peyton Manning, 49er Colin Kaepernick, Patriot Tom Brady, and Packer QB Aaron Rodgers. The only Charger in the top 50, yeah, our number 17 quarterback Philip Rivers. He came in at number 39 on the list.
He's going to start moving up.
You
we'll
know,
get some more players
once he wins MVP of the league this year, I think he will.
And once, you know, we win the Super Bowl,
of course.
5:56, piles of U.S. chemical weapons found in Iraq?
Yeah, new revelations this morning, stunning revelations that the Pentagon secretly stashed thousands of chemical weapons which American soldiers accidentally found and were exposed to.
A second Texas hospital worker has now tested positive for Ebola. A nurses' union is blaming the hospital for allowing the virus to spread by not taking necessary precautions.
A Santee couple distraught because one of their dogs ran off after a car crash. The dog obviously terrified. The search going on for that animal right now.
The new ABC 10 afternoon lineup is sponsored by America's Finest Carpet.
Proposition 48 is a bad bet for California. It will open the floodgates for off-reservation Indian casinos to be built anywhere in the state, even in our neighborhoods and by our schools. Going against what voters were promised with Prop 1A back in 2000, that casinos would only be built on a tribe's original reservation. Senator Feinstein agrees enough is enough. Let's keep the promise of Prop 1A and keep Vegas-style casinos out of our neighborhoods. Vote no on Proposition 48.
Before you do any home improvement, make sure the company has been approved by the team at the Home Pro Show and listed at ApprovedHomePros.com. Find top pros like Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery and more furniture for less.
Start your day with meteorologist Megan Perry, weekday mornings on 10 News.
There are so many reasons why students enroll in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at Touro University, Nevada.
I was ready to start the career of my dreams.
A bachelor's degree in nursing in just 16 months.
Hands-on learning experience with caring faculty.
A small campus community.
Where my classmates will one day be my co-workers.
So what are you waiting for?
Call Touro University, Nevada right now to start your career in nursing today.
Why did the press call Congressman Scott Peters slippery? Maybe because on the city council, he charged taxpayers for his BMW expenses and helped create the pension crisis that nearly bankrupted San Diego. Or because they found out Peters has been profiting from industries he oversees in Congress. So while we already knew slippery Scott Peters was bad for San Diego, he's become everything that's wrong with Washington, D.C. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's a great big world, and it can all be yours. Here and only here.
As a mom, I make a lot of choices, and I need to make sure they're the right ones. So for my family's healthcare, I choose Palomar Health. Whether it's an unexpected trip to urgent care or a scheduled heart procedure for grandma, Palomar Health has the world-class care we need right here in North County, so I can take care of everything else.
Now's the time. Choose a doctor affiliated with Palomar Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
10 News has what's happening this morning, including breaking news of Ebola confirmed in a second female health worker in Dallas, how federal and local authorities are responding to this stunning news right now.
A damaging report from the New York Times this morning claiming what was found in Iraq in the last decade was covered up. Why that report says the health of U.S. troops suffered because of the discovery.
And a jockey dies after an accident during a horse race. Why 2 horses had to be put down.
And a man says fatigue at the wheel led him to crash and flip his car. But all he can think of now is just where one of his dogs is.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is San Diego's news source, 10 News.
6 a.m. on this Wednesday, taking a quick peek outside for you. It is going to be cooler today. You're in the right place to find out all the information you need on this hump day. I'm Virginia Cha.
And I'm Bill Griffith. We have Natasha on traffic and monitoring the live center, which has been very active this morning with breaking news. And Megan Perry is in the Pinpoint 10 News. Pretty with it there.
I know.
I got so excited.
Easy for you to say.
There is so much happening. I mean, here in South Africa, so many things happening.
I know. And there's a lot happening with our weather today because a cold front's going to be passing through, and that's already bringing a lot of clouds to the area. Very overcast right now in La Jolla, 67 degrees there. And let's go ahead and look at those clouds. This is our satellite and radar showing the marine layer as well as higher clouds above that. So we've got all layers of clouds this morning due to that cold front coming through and that strong onshore flow. So at the coast, some areas will see mostly sunny skies this afternoon, but I'm calling for partly cloudy because those clouds, for the most part, will be sticking around. Inland areas, same story here. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Look at this, though, 72 by noon, and our highs 74 degrees. And I'll have highs for your neighborhood coming up in 10 minutes. Natasha?
Our live Caltrans camera showing you we still have full speeds right now. This is the 15 north, just north of Friars Road. You can see those full speeds in both directions. On our maps, do be aware there is a hazard working for us right now. 15 north at Carmel Mountain. The #1 lane is temporarily shutting down right now. Our main issue, though, still out in the lakeside area. SIG alert has both directions of Wildcat Canyon Road shut down from Willows Road to Old Barona Road. If you're coming out of the estates, go ahead, take San Vicente to Warnock to the 67. We're going to update your downtown commute in 10 minutes.
Well, let's get to that breaking news from Dallas, where we learn within the hour that the second healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola in Dallas is a woman.
Yeah, and the CDC just announced it will be sending a team from Doctors Without Borders to help contain the spread in Texas. Right now, officials are searching and decontaminating this second worker's apartment in Dallas. Natasha is monitoring the very latest on the situation from the 10 News Live Center.
Yeah, that's right. You're looking at these new aerials of her apartment complex and these teams getting ready to move in right now. This new video down about 10 minutes ago. In the last 45 minutes, the mayor of Texas confirmed that this woman lived alone. She also had no pets. And we brought you a live news conference during our 5 o'clock hour from Texas Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas. Officials and doctors gave an update on this new female patient. Now, we know the woman was put in isolation within 90 minutes of reporting having a high fever last night. This is another worker who provided care for this man, Thomas Duncan, the first Ebola patient diagnosed in the U.S. Now, more than 70 people helped care for Duncan in all. They're all being monitored right now. Now the task is to identify the people, the new people that this new woman has come into contact with. We'll, of course, keep monitoring the latest. Bill, sending it to you.
Oh, it's just very alarming. Well, right now the search continues for a terrified dog which ran off after the car it was riding in was involved in this rollover crash in Santee. The driver told our breaking news tracker he fell asleep at the wheel. 10 News reporter Jared Aarons has been in constant touch with the dog's owner. What's the latest, Jared?
I just heard from Mary Breach. She's the wife of the driver that was involved in that crash that caused all of this accident. She told me they have searched this area, even headed a few blocks outside of it down to the southeast, but their dog named Bazinga is still missing. Emergency crews spent a few hours here at the site cleaning up the damage while the driver, Kevin, and his wife looked for their missing dog. Breach says he fell asleep at the wheel late last night before slamming into a red car parked along Mast Drive. Then his car flipped over onto its hood. Breach actually had 2 dogs in the car with him when he crashed. You see in our video from the breaking news tracker that one of the dogs, this black one named Zilla, stayed close by. The missing dog is a 2-year-old white Bichon Poodle mix. It's about the same size as the other dog that we have footage of. Breach says after the crash, his first concern was for his pets.
I didn't care about the blood or anything. I wanted to make sure my dogs were okay. I'm not worried about the car. I fell asleep at the wheel, apparently. And next thing I know, the car was upside down, and I kicked the window out, crawled out of the car, and this dog was still with me, and the other one was gone.
There is still debris in the streets. The owners are now asking for any help they can get as their search continues. Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll tell you which area they think the dog may have run off to. Live in Santee, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
Thank you, Jared. 6:04 now to a developing story out of Hillcrest. Some restaurant employees are furious this morning because their paychecks bounced after the diner you're looking at there unexpectedly shut its doors. 10 News first told you about problems at Harvey Milk's American Diner last night at 11. 10 News reporter Marie Cornell is live with the effort to track down the owners. Marie?
Well, Virginia, the employees that spent so many hours working right inside of there are upset because they want to get paid, but they can't get in touch with the owners. This is what Harvey Milk's American Diner in Hillcrest has looked like since last Friday. Dark, empty, and with only this sign posted on the door saying they're closed for reorganization, but they'll open soon. Now, right across the street at a check cashing business that most of the employees go to, they say there's a bigger problem. They have 7 to 10 checks worth more than $1,000 that bounced.
Yeah, my dad's been trying to contact them. He's been talking to all the other people from the restaurants if they have their number, so we could talk to them. No luck yet.
And that's similar to what we've heard from others who have contacted 10 News, saying posts like this were being removed from the restaurant's Facebook page. Here's an example where you have a parent angry about his son's bounced paycheck. Now, about an hour ago, I left a message for the PR people for the Harvey Milk Foundation to see if they can help us get in touch with the owners, who we've also left messages for but haven't heard back. As soon as we hear anything, we'll let you know. We're live from Hillcrest, Marie Cornell, 10 News.
6 minutes after 6 happening today, members of the White House Security Council will be in San Diego for the National Cybersecurity event. They're expected to say that protecting critical information from hackers needs to become a priority because hackers are a threat to national security. Over the last year, major retail chains and restaurants, even banks, have been hacked. Cybersecurity is big, of course, in San Diego. Some 13,000 people here work in that field.
A New Jersey police officer survived some harrowing moments when he was dragged by a driver who took off in his car through a checkpoint. Police in Ridgefield say the officer tried to stop the driver of that Honda Odyssey on several traffic warrants, but the driver fled with the officer holding on. Can you see on the left there by the driver's side door? His legs are dragging. Good news is he is okay this morning. That driver, though, now faces charges including aggravated assault, drug possession, and DUI.
Oh, boy. Today, the CHP here will increase the number of officers in the East County thanks to a new state grant. The money will put more patrolmen on the eastern stretches of Interstate 8 as well as Highway 54, 94, and the 125. The CHP will also increase its presence on Hamishaw Road, Dehesa Road, and Winter Gardens Boulevard. The department hopes to reduce the number of crashes caused by speeding, illegal turns, and DUIs.
A Northern California weekly newspaper is shutting down today after 48 years. The San Francisco Bay Guardian is publishing its last issue this morning. The San Francisco Media Company has owned the paper since 2012 and says it's shutting down because of financial problems. The newspaper's Facebook page already shuttered late last night. Some great things happening today.
Okay, dozens of Marines return from Afghanistan to be reunited with their loved ones at Camp Pendleton. Their troops with the 1st Anglico Marines are expected to arrive at Camp Pendleton at 4 this afternoon. They left 6 months ago as part of Operation Enduring Freedom.
So, breaking overnight, a jockey was killed after being thrown from his horse during a race in Indiana. It happened at the Indiana Grand Casino racetrack. Ann Kelly from our Scripps sister station in Indianapolis shows us what she's learned about the young man who was killed.
Hey, good morning. Well, really a tragic story here out of Indianapolis. We have a 17-year-old doing what he loved, killed by a few missteps. Now, some video here of Juan Saez racing at the Indiana Grand Racing and Casino moments before the fatal fall. This is in Shelbyville, Indiana, about an hour south of Indianapolis. It's believed his horse, Montezuma Express, clipped heels with the horse in front of him, lost balance, and threw Saez to the ground. Now, according to Brisnet.com, a news website focused on horse racing, the 17-year-old had recently graduated at the top of his class from a jockey training academy near his native Panama City. His older brother is a jockey too. In fact, Saez says he went into the sport because he wanted to be as good as his older brother, as good as or better than him. And again, that young man, that 17-year-old, dying overnight as a result of his injuries. We've also learned that since the incident, his horse has also been put down. It's not clear at this hour what possible injuries he may have suffered during the incident as well. Reporting from Indianapolis, Ann Kelly, 10 News.
All right, 9 minutes after the hour, let's get to Megan Perry and look at the forecast
And,
today.
you know, this is a forecast I can get behind. It's going to be feeling so nice out there. Yeah, I brought my sweater today. You know, it's going to be nice out there. Temperature starting off a touch warmer. And if you've stepped outside, you've noticed why. A lot of clouds out there, very overcast. Poway right now at 62, El Cajon 66 degrees right now. And our live sky cam showing the clouds over La Jolla, Mount Woodson, also seeing those clouds. And not only low clouds, but high clouds as well as a cold front moves through. Temperatures, look at this. Most areas staying in the 70s today. And if you're not in the 70s, then you're likely in the deserts where you'll still be close to 90 this afternoon with gusty winds. In 10 minutes, I'll pull up Pinpoint Doppler Live and show you if there's any rain out there. Natasha?
Well, we're giving you a live look at these headlights right now, moving on the northbound 5. This is just north of Old Town, downtown lights in the background. Speed still moving in the 60s for us at this location. On our maps, we do have a new hazard to warn you about. 5 north, a little bit farther north near the merge here at Genesee. Do watch out for a truck in the slow lane right now. Then this SIG alert is still working out in the lakeside area. Both directions of Wildcat Canyon Road shut down from Willows Road to Old Barona Road. If you're coming out of the estates, go ahead, take San Vicente to Warnock to the 67. We're going to update any issues in the county, bring you a check in 10 minutes.
11 after stunning new allegations that American troops in Iraq were exposed to chemical weapons and then the Pentagon covered it up.
2 big California companies say they are offering their female employees a chance at postponing motherhood. The controversial offer that could cost Apple and Facebook thousands.
San Diego could license its first medical marijuana store today, where it will be, and the man who has made it through all the red tape to get it done.
Find what's cool, give it a twist, and put it on a list. There's the news, and then there's the list.
The List, weeknights after 10 News at 7.
This portion of 10 News is brought to you by America's Finest Carpet.
The 2015 Nissan Altima with up to 270 horses, blind spot warning, and advanced drive assist. Get 0% APR for up to 60 months with no payments until 2015. Nothing beats an Altima, except another Altima. Innovation that excites. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
How long will you continue to deal with missing or failing teeth? Isn't it time for you to smile again? You could be holding you back in business and social opportunities. We have the specialists, we have the technology and the capability to give you the smile you deserve in just one day. Treatment options are individualized. It could be one tooth, several teeth, or all of your teeth. Call 866-998-5804 or visit Permadontics.com.
Alpine Fence is full service, providing you safety, privacy, protection, beauty, and installation.
Surround yourself with experts at Alpine Fence.
Call 1-800-NEW-FENCE.
IHOP's newest waffles are
Waffleicious.
Try our new savory bacon cheddar.
It doesn't get any better than that.
And new very blueberry cheesecake with blueberries and cheesecake baked in and on top.
It is so loaded with blueberries.
Waffleicious waffles. IHOP value that's truly
Waffleicious.
Politics have no place in the exam room, but Prop 45 would change that. You see, 45 isn't just about rates. It also gives one politician power over anything affecting rates, including what benefits and treatment options our health insurance covers. Treatment decisions should be made by doctors and patients, not someone with a political agenda. Please join doctors, nurses, and healthcare groups across California and vote no on 45.
The thrill of victory and the agony of... Wait, how's that go again? The BMW 3 Series, the only vehicle to win Car and Driver's 10 Best, 23 years in a row. We only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine.
Hurry into your BMW Center today and take advantage of exclusive offers.
Thank you for watching 10 News This Morning. Honored with the Emmy for Best Morning Newscast in San Diego.
In the 10 News Live Center, we're tracking this third day of sentencing for Oscar Pistorius, and we got this video of him arriving in court around midnight our time. We're also learning more about the money that he gave to Reva Steenkamp's parents. The family's lawyer revealed that they accepted $550 a month in 19 installments from March of last year to this September. The family says they were in financial trouble, but they're now vowing to pay that $10,000 back. They also outright rejected an offer of $34,000, saying they didn't want the, quote, blood money. Now, the family will not testify during the sentencing hearing. We're going to keep monitoring this for now. Back to you, Bill.
New this morning, an alarming new report claims the Pentagon withheld critical information about thousands of chemical weapons in Iraq. The New York Times says American troops found abandoned plants stocked with mustard and sarin gas and were exposed and didn't get proper treatment because the Pentagon didn't tell anybody about it. The current government in Iraq also acknowledges that there are still some 2,500 rockets with chemical weapons stored there in areas which are now under the control of ISIS. A chilling revelation.
6:15 now. The Escondido City Council could decide today whether to approve plans for a center to temporarily house undocumented immigrant children. The proposal is to convert that nursing home into a shelter. The Planning Commission rejected the idea in June. The ACLU says the Commission's decision, though, is not based on land use issues, but on bias. So Toyota is recalling nearly 1.7 million vehicles worldwide because of 3 separate problems. Now, they include a faulty brake master cylinder that could affect how those brakes perform. Toyota says it's not aware of any crashes, injuries, or deaths because of these defects. More than 1 million of those vehicles being recalled are in Japan, about 615,000 elsewhere.
Mayor Faulkner says he's been cutting back on his personal water use after a new watchdog report revealed that he was a top water waster among elected officials.
Does that seem a little hypocritical? Well, I think when people have seen that I've cut my water use in my household by 18% for the first half of this year, I think it shows what you can do.
The Center for Investigative Reporting says the Faulkner family used significantly more than the average family last year and more even than other council members. But the mayor told 10 News he and his family have been conserving since a drought was formally declared last January. They're doing full laundry loads, taking shorter showers, and watering their lawn less, he says.
About 1,300 students at 3 Huntington Beach schools will be heading back to class tomorrow, but not to their own schools, which have been closed for asbestos removal. 2 elementary schools have been closed for more than a week now after asbestos was discovered on campus. The Ocean View School District says the returning students will be dispersed among several other schools in that area. The asbestos cleanup could take up to 2 months.
A San Diego man in the military is the first documented case of Google Glass addiction. Google Glass allows the wearer to connect with the internet right in front of their eye. San Diego doctors say their patient was using Google Glass 18 hours a day, and when he was forced to take them off, he had a physical reaction similar to withdrawal from drugs or alcohol. And this person's in the military. Google has not commented on whether glass can be addictive in their opinion. Google Glass devices are still pretty rare and still costly, $1,500 each.
A big celebration of Forever Homes today. The Helen Woodward Animal Center and the 16th annual Blue Buffalo Home for the Holidays campaign is set to reach its 10 millionth pet adoption this holiday season since launching that campaign in 1999. San Diego County Supervisor Dave Roberts will surprise 5 teen animal welfare clubs with certificates of appreciation for helping this happen. The event will be held at the Hotel Indigo Del Mar at 4 today.
Certificates are nice, but will he give them treats?
Yeah, you mean like dog treats?
Yes.
Cat treats? Hope so.
Well, go bet. Make him sit up.
Yeah, today's gonna be a good day to get out and run with your dog, go for a walk with your dog, curl up with your dog, whatever you want to do, because today is a nice one out there. Temperatures are going to be much cooler than they have been the last several days, finally feeling like San Diego should. Now, I want to show you a pinpoint Doppler live. Pretty quiet out there. I'm continuing to track to see if any sprinkles do form. The chances there on your morning commute, but it's going to be very spotty, if anything. And the marine layer's with us. Look at the clouds all the way even to the mountains and even the deserts, and that's a mix of low clouds with the marine layer and also high clouds as a cold front moves through. But let's put pinpoint a futurecast into play and show those clouds all the way up to the mountains. Slow clearing. This is at noon today. Still seeing those clouds at the coast, and then it's quickly going to move onshore again tonight. Well far inland again tonight as that very strong onshore flow is with us. Temperatures right now in Ramona and Alpine much warmer than 24 hours ago due to those clouds. Still 60 degrees to start the day out. This cold front will be pushing through our area through the day today, creating gusty winds for our mountains and deserts. Could see gusts anywhere from 20 to 35 miles per hour, and it is going to be dropping our temperatures 4 to 10 degrees below average basically for the rest of the week, with the biggest drop in temperatures for our inland areas. 69 at the coast on Friday, inland areas in the mid-70s. In 10 minutes, I'll have a look at your lunchtime forecast. Natasha?
We have your trouble spots covered this morning. We are staying on top of this SIG alert out here in the lakeside area. Wildcat Canyon Road still shut down in both directions from Willows to Old Barona Road. If you're coming out of the estates, you can take San Vicente to Warnock to the 67. CHP Officer Tommy Dorr is on top of a new crash in the South Bay. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning. A new two-car accident northbound 805 south of 8th Street. Going to a live look through the Caltrans camera. They were in the center divider. CHP just ran a traffic break. That's why you see traffic a little busy in the area right now. But they were able to get those cars over to the right shoulder. You can see some of those headlights now on the left side of your screen. So use caution here and don't forget to move over slow for highway workers. I'm Officer Tommy Dorr with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.
It is 6:20. Coming up, Facebook and Apple making an unusual offer to their female employees. Why those companies think postponing motherhood will actually help them have a stronger staff.
And Hong Kong brutality. Authorities use violence to break up pro-democracy demonstrators. The tenuous situation in Hong Kong this morning.
Next live, Suzanne Summers, plus Emma Stone, movie star and sports fan. Are you into football?
Yes, I love football.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 10.
Just a few years ago, when the economy went bust, cuts to local fire service were devastating. We can't go back. Not with the worst drought in history and fires raging north and south. Props 1 and 2 protect the water and the fire services we need. Prop 1 saves water for droughts. Prop 2 makes the legislature save in good times so that firefighters don't come off the line when times are bad. Vote yes on 1 and 2. Save water, save money, save California.
There's enough pressure in our lives. Now, Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries are like the no pressure zone. Imagine salespeople who'd rather listen to what you want than tell you what you want. And great looking, affordable furniture everywhere. That makes you just want to sit down and never get up. Just walk right in and let the comfort happen.
Now during the biggest sale of the season, up to 30% off.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Hi, I'm Anthony Weedo, the CEO at Hometown Buffet. We're extremely proud to give you the best of both worlds. Sit-down quality meals with all-you-can-eat variety. Our endless choices include new, individual entrees, like our hand-cut steak tips and barbecue pulled pork. That's right, new individual entrees, because we think you deserve a meal made just for you. So whether you're new to our family or one of our regulars, I want to invite you into Hometown Buffet. I guarantee you'll love it, or we'll make it right.
$120 a month for gas, $400 for groceries, $1,200 for childcare. Now, just when insurance is finally covering prescription birth control, Carl DeMaio says no. He wants women to pay another $600 every year, while insurance companies get off the hook. And men still get Viagra for free? Tell Carl DeMaio no. Elect Peters to Congress to protect women's health.
Planned Parenthood Action Fund of the Pacific Southwest is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Alyssa, I'm from San Diego, and I drive a 2015 Sonata. People always ask me what kind of car it is. They think it looks so good. I test drove the Camry, and the Sonata went hands down on the look and price alone. It helps me be a safer driver because it's got lane departure warning and blind spot detection. This is my third Hyundai. I've stuck with them for a while, and I'm going to keep doing so.
Lease a 2015 Sonata for just $179 a month, or get up to $1,000 in total savings. That's how you drive San Diego.
Farm fresh produce, delicious soups, and bakery made from scratch. Soup Plantation. Discover fresh. Visit a refreshed San Diego Soup Plantation today.
Walk for fitness, walk for health, walk for a good cause. Join ABC 10 and walk in support of Autism Speaks. For details, visit 10news.com and click on Live Well San Diego. ABC 10 proudly supports a better community. Facebook and Apple are offering their female employees the chance to put their dreams of motherhood on ice by paying for them to freeze their eggs. The company says the move is to boost the number of women on staff by allowing them to focus on their careers without sacrificing the opportunity to have children later in life. Both companies say they will cover the cost, which could be up to $20,000 for each employee.
Ooh. The LA City Council's given AEG Live another 6 months to lure an NFL team to that city. AEG wants to build that $1.5 billion stadium to be called Farmers Field, but it needs a team to play there. 3 former LA franchises, the Raiders, the Rams, oh yes, and the Chargers, are the top candidates to move there. LA Mayor Eric Garcetti, in fact, says the NFL told him unequivocally that LA will have a team within a year.
No, not our Chargers. 6:24 now. It has been 29 years since the Royals made it to the postseason, and with a win today, they would find themselves back in the World Series for the first time since 1985. Defense continues to be the name of the game for Kansas City. The liner to third base. Look at Mike Moustakas diving for the catch. That was good. This is even better. Adam Jones, a foul pop. You're going to see something you rarely see. Moustakas at the rail, leaning into the crowd, makes that spectacular catch, and then he falls into the pit.
They should have given him the rest of the game off right there.
I know. Look, they all caught him. And look, there's the ball. Royals win 2-1, now lead the series 3-0.
Calling something organic isn't good enough for Whole Foods. The grocery chain is now going to rank its organic fruits and vegetables. Whole Foods will use the labels good, better, and best based on what is responsibly grown by the farmers. That means no pesticides, of course. And the rankings will also factor in how much water and energy was used to grow that food. Growers must follow 16 Whole Foods guidelines just to get a good rating.
Wow.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll pay for that. Probably. 25 after 10 News has the most resources covering breaking news around the county and the world. Our exclusive breaking news tracker was there overnight as the CHP closed Wildcat Canyon Road. Your alternate routes in the 10 News Traffic Center coming up. Plus,
boy, you can see the car there. A driver flipped it after he says he fell asleep at the wheel in Santee. We are live with the search now for one of the driver's dogs after it ran off following that crash.
And a second woman who works at the Texas Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas diagnosed overnight with Ebola. Natasha's in the Live Center tracking a new development virtually every minute this morning.
ABC 10 is joining forces with San Diego County
to remind all of us to live well, San Diego.
By making healthy choices.
Feeling safe.
And thriving.
Live well, San Diego.
Visit 10news.com to find out how.
10 News brought to you by Palomar Health, a proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
As a mom, I make a lot of choices, and I need to make sure they're the right ones. So for my family's health care, I choose Palomar Health. Whether it's an unexpected trip to urgent care or a scheduled heart procedure for grandma, Palomar Health has the world-class care we need right here in North County, so I can take care of everything else.
Now's the time. Choose a doctor affiliated with Palomar Health, proud member of the Mayo Clinic Care Network.
Oscar, you've got 10 minutes to get in here and bring that loyal boy with you.
Challenge!
We started the Loya 10-minute challenge so you can make sure you're getting the best deal on your car insurance. 10 minutes, the challenge we're taking. You don't call, you don't save.
The room within emerged slowly from the mist. Everywhere the glint of gold. The discovery of King Tut. Now the fabled burial chamber of Egypt's legendary pharaoh comes to San Diego. A spectacular recreation featuring scientifically reproduced artifacts modeled on priceless originals. Experience the thrill, the discovery of King Tut. A limited engagement at the San Diego Natural History Museum. Tickets at sdnat.org.
No te preocupes. Van a arreglar tu corazón.
Just wanted to let you know that the surgery went great.
Otra. Ándele.
Eso. Última. Buena.
Everyone has a reason to live a healthier, longer life. What's yours?
Designer fashion at prices that make it easy to say yes. Go ahead, it's Marshall's.
Remember when your dad came home in a new car he got from a place called The Mile? We're celebrating 6 decades of making those memories at The Mile of Cars. Celebrate and save during our 60th anniversary at The Mile of Cars in National City.
If you've got 10 minutes on one of these, you could be saving hundreds of dollars per year on your car insurance. Find out how something so simple can save you so much. It only takes 10 minutes. Fred Loya Insurance. If you don't call, you don't save.
Live from the Scripps Studios, this is San Diego's news source, 10 News.
Coming up on 6:30 right now, 10 News is the best source for up-to-the-minute coverage of breaking news out of Dallas. A second hospital employee who treated Thomas Eric Duncan has now been diagnosed with Ebola herself.
And that's right. In the 10 News Live Center, we've learned that she is a woman. She lives alone. We're going to be tracking the effort going on right now to decontaminate her apartment and limit the spread of the virus this morning.
A frightened wife wipes blood from her husband's face after he's involved in a wild crash.
I didn't care about the blood or anything. I wanted to make sure my dogs were okay.
One dog was, but the other is still missing. We're live with the search for that missing dog.
New video from overnight showing just how violent the protests in Hong Kong have become. The growing outrage this morning over accusations of police brutality.
And Wildcat Canyon Road's been closed for nearly 5 hours this morning because of a crash and a power line down. We've been watching the impact on the traffic all morning for you.
Yeah, Natasha's going to have that for you in a second. Let's get to Megan, though, because it's going to be cooler.
Yeah, finally feeling like fall, and it's really going to be, we're going to see little changes for the rest of the week, so we get to enjoy this for a while. We've had a lot of heat waves. Let's enjoy a cool down. Right now over downtown, it's pretty overcast, 69 degrees, dealing with not only a lot of low clouds out there, but also high clouds thanks to a cold front coming through. You can see very overcast pretty much across the entire county right now. We will see partial clearing for some areas at the coast, but some of those clouds are going to be sticking around. 72 degrees, the forecast high down there. Inland areas also only a couple degrees warmer than the coast, 74 this afternoon. And in 10 minutes, I'll have weather where you live in Carlsbad. Natasha?
Our live Caltrans camera pulled up right now to show you they're still working on clearing this crash right here. This is the northbound 805 at H Street. You can see the car still on the shoulder in this area. 2 cars involved in this crash. On our maps, we're seeing that normal slowing building on the 805 north, also the 52 west at the 125. Do watch out for the SIG alert out here in the lakeside area. Wildcat Canyon Road is shut down in both directions from Willows Road to Old Verona Road. Our exclusive breaking news tracker shows us exactly what happened to cause this traffic mess.
This is a truck that went off the side of the road into a ditch. It actually landed on a guy wire, which secured overhead power lines. Now, those lines were pulled down across the street, prompting CHP to force a closure of the entire north and southbound lanes of Wildcat Canyon Road. Fortunately, there was no injuries in that crash. From Lakeside, Paul Landrag, 10 News.
Thank you very much, Paul. We do have your alternate route pulled up here. If you're going to be coming out of the Estates, go ahead, take San Vicente to Warnock to the 67. We're going to bring you to the South Bay coming up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, you see all that damage? Our exclusive breaking news tracker was there overnight after the blue car crashed into the red car and overturned.
10 News reporter Jared Aarons is live there in Santee. So the driver of that blue car is okay, but now he's worried about his missing dog, Jared?
Yes, he is. The driver who caused this accident and all this damage actually had 2 dogs in the car with him. One of them stayed close behind. The other one, though, ran off. Here's a picture of the dog that's missing. Her name is Bazinga. She's 2 years old, a white Bichon Poodle mix, and you can see this picture. The owners say they're very worried about her. The other dog that we have in this video from our exclusive breaking news tracker, again, stayed right close by. They say Bazinga is about the same size as their other dog, Zilla, so if that gives anybody some help in finding their dog, they'd really appreciate it. The driver, again, says he fell asleep at the wheel before causing this crash. Emergency crews were on scene for a couple hours cleaning all of it up. I've been texting with the owners back and forth all morning. They tell me that Bazinga does have a collar on and that she does have IDs and a locator chip on her. They believe she may have run off to the southwest area of Mass Drive here in Santee, maybe towards the baseball fields by the YMCA. Back out here live, I talked to a neighbor who says right after the crash, he was looking out his window and saw Zinga right by the light pole down that street. But then he looked at the car to see the accident. By the time he looked back, she was gone. The owners are asking for any help they can get in finding Zenga and bringing her home. They plan to continue searching this morning. Live in Santee, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
All right, thank you, Jared. And in the 10 News Live Center, we're on top of this big breaking news. About 90 minutes ago, we learned that the second U.S. healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola in Texas is a woman. She lived alone and had no pets. And you're taking a look at aerials of her apartment complex. These teams getting ready to move in and start the decontamination process there. Officials and doctors from Texas Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas had just given that update around 5 this morning. The Dallas County judge says the woman was in isolation within 90 minutes of reporting having a high fever last night. This is another worker who provided care for this man, Thomas Duncan, that first Ebola patient diagnosed in the U.S.
There is hope if we take care and do what is right in these details. It may get worse before it gets better, but it will get better.
Take a look at this. This just posted in the last 45 minutes now. Just imagine the woman's neighbors waking up seeing this flyer posted on their doors that someone in the neighborhood has Ebola and also not to panic. This morning, the nurses union is also speaking out as well, saying that these two women were not properly protected, that nurses were left to train each other. They had to wrap tape around their necks just to stay safe. We're going to keep monitoring the latest. Bill, sending it to you.
Well, I hope that training gets widespread now. 6:35 now to a developing story. People who work at a Hillcrest restaurant there are furious because their paychecks bounced and the restaurant's closed. 10 News first told you about the problems at Harvey Milk's American Diner last night at 11. 10 News reporter Marie Cornell is back out there live this morning with the effort to find the owners. Marie.
Well, Bill, from outside of the Harvey Milk Diner, everything seems normal. You have the signs that are up, and if you walk towards the front right here, we found in this publication even a 20% coupon. The biggest difference we've seen is this sign right up front and employees telling us they haven't gotten paid. Now, last week, this note saying the restaurant was closed for reorganization but will open soon was posted all over the Harvey Milk Diner's social media pages. But that wasn't the only surprise for employees. They would soon have problems with bounced paychecks. They reached out to 10 News after their Facebook posts about the problems were being deleted on the restaurant's page. And at a check cashing business just right across the street from here, where most of the employees go to, they say they have about 7 to 10 checks worth more than $1,000 that have bounced, and they are also trying to get in contact with the owners.
This was actually the first problem that we had. This is the only problem that we had with them, where their checks have been getting bounced and they've been coming back to us, and we have nobody to communicate with.
About an hour and a half ago, I left a message for the PR person for the Harvey Milk Foundation to see if they can help us get in contact with the owners, who we've also left messages for and haven't heard back. As soon as we hear anything, we'll let you know. We're live from Hillcrest. Marie Cornell, 10 News.
Thank you, Marie. 6:37 now. 10 News was alerted by the county that a sexually violent predator will be released to the Campo community today, but that's roughly 2 weeks earlier than expected.
Yeah, big surprise for him. Alan Fields there was a 27-year-old scout leader when he molested 4 of his boys and went to prison for 25 years. Well, today Fields is going to be released to a home in Campo. That's the place. People who live nearby are upset he's moving so close to children, and they weren't told that he's getting out 2 weeks early. Fields will be under surveillance and will have escorts to his ongoing psychiatric treatments, but that's not enough for the folks who live in Campo.
We moved to this community because we leave keys in our cars, our doors are unlocked, our doors and windows are open at nighttime. Not anymore. I mean, it's sad.
They're the worst of the worst. There is a chance that they will reoffend. And why take that chance?
Now, that's Supervisor Diane Jacob. Campo is in her district, and she doesn't understand how mental health experts think a person like Fields can be integrated back into a community. Jacob says the system is broken. Police Chief Shelley Zimmerman's trying to ease the public's concern over the department's new body cams on its officers. Zimmerman answered questions about the new recording policy last night. The cameras are a response to the cases of officers abusing their power, especially with women. Some people who attended last night's meeting are concerned about how the police might use those videos. Right now, there are 300 body cameras in use in the department, but by the end of next year, all 1,800 officers on the force will have one.
If you find yourself in the North County near Pendleton later this morning, there's a chance you could hear the last San Onofre warning siren test. Now, the warning system has to be tested every year. About 50 sirens will go off several times between 10 this morning and noon. San Onofre was shut down after a small leak was found 2 years ago, as you'll recall. If the Nuclear Regulatory Commission accepts the proposal to decommission that plant, no siren test will be required next year.
Could there be radiation leakage? That's a bigger concern, huh? Starting today, it's going to be easier for food trucks to operate on most of the streets in San Diego. New regulations allow them to operate on almost any street in the city. But if they want to set up on a street in the Gaslamp Quarter or Little Italy or along the city beaches, they need a special permit there. See, the City Council doesn't want to add to the congestion in those areas and increase the danger to the customers who walk up to those trucks.
And it might be a good day for warmer foods today, you know, like soup and maybe some hot chocolate.
Yeah, anything that you like during fall, because temperatures are going to be much cooler today. Feeling very cool and crisp out there. Carlsbad at 68 degrees right now, Encinitas a cool 66 to start the day out. And most of us are dealing with pretty overcast skies right now. Even in the mountains and deserts, we're seeing those high clouds streaming through. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. Temperatures, look at this, 7 degrees below average for inland areas at 74. Even the desert's just shy of 90 degrees today. And I'll pull up our 10 News Pinpoint Futurecast and let you know how long the marine layer is going to stick around this morning, coming up in 10. Natasha?
Our live Caltrans camera right now showing you they are still working to clear this crash. This is the northbound 805 at 8th Street. You can see at the bottom of your screen there's some flashing lights. They have managed to pull the cars out of the roadway. I want to bring you to our maps. You can see the 805 north still getting pretty slow for us right now, and that SIG alert also still in effect in Lakeside. Wildcat Canyon is shut down from Willows to Old Barona. Take a look. This new crash just popped up here, 15 north at Friars. At least 3 cars involved in blocking the number 2 and 3 lanes, so this could be a problem. We'll give you an update on this and give you an alternate route for that SIG alert coming out up in 10 minutes.
Getting the green light. Today, the city could issue its first license for a medical marijuana dispensary in San Diego. You'll hear from that man who hopes to get that golden ticket today.
Violent clashes. The disturbing video from overnight sparking outrage at police in Hong Kong. It's 6:41 now. You're watching 10 News, San Diego's news source.
10 News, sponsored in part by Stanley Steamer Carpet Cleaner.
Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, owner of Stanley Steamer San Diego. If you want to enhance the quality of the air in your home, air duct cleaning is a great way to begin. We use the newest advanced technology to clean your entire heating and air duct system. Every job includes the careful cleaning of your furnace and vents. Power is important, and nothing can match the power of our truck-mounted air duct cleaning equipment. Call 888-STEAM-2000 or schedule online at stanleysteamer.com.
When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word,
No!
saw her first day of school,
Bye-bye.
made a best friend forever.
Oh my God!
The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What?
The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Yeah, it's big, really big. It's the biggest sale of the season going on now at Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Hurry in for some really big deals on great-looking Lazy Boy styles throughout the store. Sofas, love seats, sectionals, and more. Get up to 30% off your total purchase, plus 36-month special financing. For big-time comfort and quality at small prices, our biggest sale of the season is too big to miss. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Proposition 48 is a bad bet for California. It will open the floodgates for off-reservation Indian casinos to be built anywhere in the state, even in our neighborhoods and by our schools. Going against what voters were promised with Prop 1A back in 2000, that casinos would only be built on a tribe's original reservation. Senator Feinstein agrees enough is enough. Let's keep the promise of Prop 1A and keep Vegas-style casinos out of our neighborhoods. Vote no on Proposition 48.
San Diego County Credit Union has low mortgage rates. Apply today and get a free 60-day rate lock. Equal housing opportunity. Apply now at sdccu.com.
100 lessees can lease this 2014 ATS for around $299 a month. Visit your San Diego County Cadillac dealer for this attractive offer.
The List, weeknights after 10 news at 7.
50s.
All right, Bill, look away, look
I'm
away.
not.
Let's
I'm gonna
check the
cry.
markets now. 14
Oh.
minutes ago, they opened, and look, you can see the Dow is already down well into the triple digits, 279, although this is actually better than it was about 5 minutes ago when it was 300 points down. Still 16,041. We're really hovering around that 15,000 mark. NASDAQ down to about 70 points or so. S&P down almost 40 points.
I can't remember the last time the Dow was below 16,000. It had to be a year ago.
And it was actually, again, like 5 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
it's moving around a lot, very volatile. We'll keep you posted.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting real nervous. At 8:30 this morning, the city's Development Services Department will be asked to issue the very first medical marijuana dispensary license in the city of San Diego.
Now, dozens of people applied for permits since the City Council approved zoning regulations back in March, but only one man's plan has actually made it all the way to the final hearing stage. 10 News met with that man, David Blair. He shared drawings showing how the 1,400 square foot dispensary would be laid out if he gets the green light later this morning. Blair told us even though the city has put things in motion, finding a place to set up shop has not been easy.
We spent a couple months looking for a landlord who would agree to take us on.
Now, if he is approved for a license today, he says he hopes to be open sometime before the holidays begin.
Well, Blair said he spent a couple of months finding a place. Let me show you where he finally ended up. All the way down here near the border. This is 2335 Roll Drive. It's an industrial complex in Otay Mesa, just east of the 905, right south of the 125. And look at here. That's the border with Mexico, a stone's throw away.
Wow. All right, a Central California man who called 911 and confessed to killing 4 of his family members and the family dog is now being charged with murder and animal cruelty. A grand jury in Santa Barbara County indicted that man, Nicholas Holzer, yesterday. Prosecutors say Holzer used kitchen knives at his Goleta home to attack and kill his father, sister, and 2 sons in August. He remains in jail without bail. New from overnight, police officers in Hong Kong accused of beating a democracy protester are being reassigned. Now, that attack was captured on camera. You're going to see it here in a second. It shows 6 officers placing a man on the ground and then kicking him repeatedly. There it is. The Hong Kong security chief says the officers have all been moved to other posts. They are under investigation. Meantime, look at these pictures showing scratches and wounds on that man after that beating. Protesters, you'll recall, began demonstrations calling for democratic reforms more than 2 weeks ago.
People are being warned to stay out of the ocean near the children's pool in La Jolla this morning because of a sewage spill. A sewer line right there on Prospect, you see the place in the map, became blocked and the sewage backed up, went right down Coast Boulevard into a storm drain which empties right into the ocean by children's pool. 5,000 gallons of sewage flowed down that drain before they could stop it. The contamination warning signs are going to stay up at Children's Pool right there until the water is safe for human contact. They haven't said how long they think that might be. Even though college basketball season doesn't start for more than a month, the Aztecs already #1 in one poll. San Diego State picked by reporters who covered the Mountain West Conference as the overwhelming favorite to win the conference this season. 34 out of 34 writers gave it first place votes. Coach Steve Fisher, though, wasn't at all surprised.
We expected to be first because we won the conference last year. We have a lot of players back. We have, on paper, a very good recruiting class. And there's nothing wrong with expectations.
Only lost 1 player to the NFL, or the NFL, the NBA, or the NFL. Probably go to the NFL, too. They play so well.
He is no nonsense, though, right? I mean, he knows expectations, fine, have your expectations, but he's all about winning, so.
Exactly.
All right, 6:48. So much stuff going on.
You know, it's pretty quiet with the weather. It's nice out there.
Isn't that refreshing?
Yeah, it's nice. It is refreshing is a good way to describe today because it is going to be refreshing with cool, crisp air moving in. And our 10 News weather watcher, Dawn, sending in this photo near Ramona. Gorgeous sunrise out there with a few clouds. Let's look at some more sunrises out there. Right now in Borrego Springs, seeing those clouds as well as in Mount Laguna. So all areas seeing clouds. The low clouds at the coast and the inland areas very overcast, but high clouds as well. And our 10 News Pinpoint Futurecast showing the very slow clearing. Look at this. By 1 o'clock, still seeing some clouds at the coast, but we'll have high clouds streaming above that as well. So a mix of sun and clouds this afternoon. Temperatures right now, for the most part, most of us are in the 60s right now. 62 in Vista, 65 in Escondido. Cooler air moving in as a cold front passes through, making it feel very crisp out there. At the coast, we're going to see temperatures below average for the next 7 days. 69 on Friday will be the coolest day. Inland areas, we're staying in the mid-70s for the next 7 days, and it's going to be feeling very crisp out there, like fall. In 5 minutes, I'll have a look at your lunchtime forecast. Natasha?
Well, do watch out on the 15 north of Friars Road right now. A possible 3-car crash has the number 2 and 3 lanes blocked right now. There is also still this SIG alert in effect in the lakeside area. Both sides of Wildcat Canyon shut down from Willows to Old Barona Road. If you're coming out of the estates, go ahead, take San Vicente to Warnock to the 67. Our live Caltrans camera showing you they are still working to clear this crash at the bottom of your screen. 2-car crash, 805 north at H Street. We're going to bring you live to the 52 coming up in 5 minutes.
All righty, 6:49 now. The news you need to know to start your day is next.
And here's Amy Robacher. What's next on America's most watched morning show, Good Morning America. Hi, Amy.
Good morning, Virginia and Bill. Coming up next on Good Morning America, a second healthcare worker tests positive for Ebola. 125 people are now being monitored, 11 with definite exposure, 114 for possible exposure. We will hear from the Secretary of Health and Human Services, along with the rest of our team, live from Dallas this morning, all next on GMA.
When you see everyone in America, almost every day, you notice a few things, like the fact that you are pretty attached to these. Okay, really attached. And that's all right, because we'll text you when your package is on the way. We're even expanding Sunday package delivery. Yes, Sunday. At the U.S. Postal Service, our priority is, was, and always will be you.
Perry's got it all from A to Z. Advanced technology, big savings, Chryslers, Dodges, easy financing, Fords, great gas mileage, helpful people, Infinitis, Jeeps, kid-friendly, Lincolns, money-back guarantee, 9 brands, outrageous deals, performance vehicles, quality service, Rams, superb styling, thousands of vehicles, used cars, Volkswagens, web specials, extra Perry markdowns, your best deal, and zero hassles from A to Z. Perry's got it all.
I need to shop around for car insurance because I just bought a new car. I saw a TV commercial for CompareNow.com, so I checked them out. The quote process was simple. I put in my information and all these different quotes showed up so I can compare. I saved over $1,200 a year. CompareNow.com was the best deal. Who could pass that up? Even if you're not buying a new car, you should still compare car insurance prices. I recommend CompareNow.com.
We're interrupting your break with some breaking news in the 10 News Live Center. CNN reporting in the last 20 minutes that in a memo from the Pentagon, U.S. commanders have been given the authority to quarantine returning troops from Ebola-affected countries for 21 days. That, of course, is the incubation period for Ebola. There are currently more than 500 troops helping to contain the spread in those West African regions. The news you need to know is coming back in 90 seconds.
Why did the press call Congressman Scott Peters slippery? Maybe because on the city council, he charged taxpayers for his BMW expenses and helped create the pension crisis that nearly bankrupted San Diego. Or because they found out Peters has been profiting from industries he oversees in Congress. So while we already knew slippery Scott Peters was bad for San Diego, he's become everything that's wrong with Washington, D.C. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Skippy! Yippee! Fun, fun, fun. Shiny. You never listen.
What? Is someone talking?
Skippy! Yippee! I'm bored. Hashtag bored.
Skippy!
Yippee! This is great.
Made with the funnest peanuts ever. Skippy!
Yippee!
My son, Jerry, was failing across the board. He was hanging out with the wrong crowds, and it was important to focus on his education, and we were getting nowhere.
When my son went into Marshall Tuck School, he was reading at the 3rd grade level. Marshall Tuck believed in him enough to give him a chance. Jerry's got his degree now.
It couldn't have happened without Marshall.
Marshall Tuck saved my son's life. Marshall Tuck will be fighting for better education for everybody.
Closed captioning brought to you by Sleep Train Mattress Centers. Sleep Train wishes you a fun and safe Halloween.
The List, weeknights after 10 News at 7.
Time is 6 minutes before 7 on this Wednesday.
The 10 News team is covering everything you need to know. We start with Natasha Zavez, who's live in the 10 News Live Center. Natasha.
Well, we just interrupted your break to tell you that U.S. commanders have been given the okay to quarantine returning troops from Ebola-affected countries for 21 days. And about 90 minutes ago, we did learn that that second U.S. healthcare worker diagnosed with Ebola in Texas is a woman. She lived alone and had no pets. These are aerials of her apartment complex as teams start the decontamination process this morning. She was in isolation within 90 minutes of reporting having a high fever last night. She provided care for Thomas Duncan, that first Ebola patient diagnosed in the U.S.
And the owner of a car that flipped over and caused all this damage last night is still looking for his missing dog. Kevin Breach had 2 dogs in the car when he got in the accident. One of them, this white Bichon poodle named Bazinga, is still missing after it ran away following the crash. Live in Santee, Jared Aarons, 10 News.
A sexually violent predator there will be released into the Campo community today, 2 weeks earlier than expected. Alan Fields was behind bars for 25 years for molesting 4 boys while he was their scout leader. Campo residents say they're upset he's moving near their children and that they weren't told he was being moved 2 weeks early. Fields will be under surveillance and have escorts to his ongoing psychiatric treatments.
Employees that worked at the Harvey Milk's Diner are trying to get answers after their paychecks bounced. The restaurant closed last week. This sign right out front says they are reorganizing but will open soon. We are waiting for calls back from the owners and the foundation. Live from Hillcrest, Marie Cornell, 10 News.
Starting the day out with a lot of clouds out there as a cold front moves through, and our 10 News weather watcher Beth out in Kearney Mesa showing us her gorgeous sunrise cloudy shot. Some areas at the coast will see mostly sunny skies, but I'm keeping partly cloudy skies in the forecast for most of us across the entire county. In fact, temperatures for inland areas much cooler today, staying in the mid-70s this afternoon.
Continue to watch out on the 15 north at Friars Road. A possible 3-car crash still has the number 1 lane blocked right now, also spilling oil onto the roadway. There's also still this SIG alert out in the lakeside area. Wildcat Canyon Road shut down from Willows Road to Old Barona Road, and we do have that alternate route pulled up for you quickly there. Our live Caltrans camera showing you this is the normal slowing on the 52 west at the 125. These folks are used to it. Still doesn't make it any better though.
You're so right about that. Oh well. 6:56.